Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? How are you? I knew I had to get in here no matter how good or how bad I felt. Got to cook lunch. So I thought about lunch a few days ago when I went to the store. But then you know all that doctor's appointments and things. I just didn't get it done. So I wanted to use, I'm going to make a semi-New Orleans dish that I got from my Aunt Mary Jo recipe, I'm pretty sure, by way of my Aunt Jenny. So I put my water on and I'm going to put some salt in it, get that to boiling, because we've got egg noodles that we're going to have to use. And I told y'all, people wrote in, some of y'all wrote in and said, don't you boil your water when you put in your noodles? Well, if they're packaged noodles, dried noodles, no. You need to, if I was doing packaged noodles right now, I would go ahead and just put them in my water right now, because they need that extra oomph to rehydrate. Those egg noodles like these. Let me see. Anything like these that are dried, as I consider them, you need to put them in your pot. When you start, after you get that water, put your salt in and your water to get to boiling, put your noodles in there, because it'll take that long. Now once they get cooked and they get al dente, which is mean to the tooth, you can cut them, then get them out of that water and strain them once they're soft enough. You do that with regular egg noodles, but today my egg noodles is frozen. And I bought these Reams home style egg noodles, 16-ounce package. So I'm going to get my water boiling, because these are considered, they're frozen, but they're not dried. They're considered a fresh egg noodle. And by the time this gets going, these will be a little thawed out. So that's what we'll do on that. Now then, let me get my skillet. And I'm going to saute. I'm going to saute I'm going to put in my avocado oil. Probably need a little more than what I'm spraying in there. So well, everybody, somebody's not going to get the avocado oil for Christmas, that y'all know. I got the lid off. I had to call the fire department, but I got the lid off. So that was good. Now I'm going to take these little 69-cent onions, just so we'll have some greenery. I'm going to cut those. I'll save a few for Mother's plate. You know, she likes green onions. I've been cleaning the house this morning, mopping, and trying to clean a little bit of house. We probably got 3 little parcels in here. We always do, don't we? For 69 cents, you can't beat that. Look at that. 3 little parcels. We're not going to give them away like I said last time. We will need those. I need those. So y'all, let's talk. I was going to come on and talk, but you know, I didn't feel like putting my teeth in today. And I'm going to sit down in this chair. Right here by y'all. And if you don't want to watch the video, I always tell y'all, go ahead and fast forward it, because it'll, now that I've got feeling pretty bad, we're just going to have to do it slow as I can or fast as I can. And I'm already worn out from this morning cleaning that, mopping that floors. It's okay. I'll wash these in a minute. Let me get this stuff off here. Peeling. And get a little, like I told you, you can take those and put them in soil. These little deals. And they'll make another onion, but I'm not that inquisitive today. Or next week either. Okay, let me get up and Lord, I'll tell you, that's how crazy I am. I'm going to throw 3 in the trash. What is wrong with me? Well, I just hadn't felt well. Okay, I got vinegar and soda water there, and I'm going to wash my onions in them. Get them clean. When I'm cooking, I always keep onions, and okay, we'll turn that down before we burn something up. Yeah, I've been doing research on the fibromyalgia, and I imagine they've caught it early enough, but you never know till it's... But since day before yesterday, when we had our chat, we'll get right down to the end of that. That gives you some different kind of flavor than just plain old onion flavor. I see that, I know, got up there. We'll put our onions in there. And today let's do a clove. Not a whole clove, just one section. Oh, let's do a big section of garlic. We'll do a big section, messy. Pop that and just get that right out there. Don't have to worry about peeling it if you do it that way. I appreciate all y'all writing in and telling me things that you know about the macular degeneration or about the liver disease. I did find out, due to liver disease, macular degeneration is more prevalent. Put that in our garlic press. You know, put that in there and give it over your pan to squeeze it because the juice will get all over it. See that? See that garlic? You just cut it off and then all you've got in there is that old hull. I think that's a fresh garlic, that'll be enough. Okay, our waters are boiling. Let me get our green noodles. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to put them in our boiling water. Let's see what it says on here for probably 20 minutes. 3 to 4 quarts of salted water to boil. Place frozen noodles in boiling liquid. Stir noodles to separate. Return to boil. Okay, so we'll turn them down just for a hair. Reduce heat, simmer for 20 minutes. Drain and rinse. Just a little. And I didn't have to make them. I can make them. I sure can. Billie Jean can make them. But I didn't want to. Let's see. I'm trying to see how. Might not need a whole package. Oh, I might save those for some chicken noodle soup. Let's close those and get us a freezer bag and put them in it. And then we can have some. Let's turn our fire back up on the noodles because you don't want them to sit in that water and not boil because they will get sweaty. Alright, so now push that down. Get those back and put those in the freezer. Y'all, I was, I was looking for my wiping rag and it was froze up in the freezer. Have you ever done that? That's the coldest rag you ever seen. Probably clean well though. It was just sitting there like it was a ghost. Kind of where I looked in, I thought, what is that? That's a frozen rag. Well, Billy Jean, you're something else, aren't you? Yeah. I'm going to put just, I don't want much of that celery. But I'm going to put a couple pieces of that celery in. Now, I should have put it in there a while ago, but I didn't. I already had it washed. I'll get that and just get those little, I call them hairs, they're not hairs, they're, see, that just peels that because I don't like them. I've told y'all the story before when we go to church social or funeral or something, people would have devil eggs, and then they would have this celery with, I think they probably put pimento cheese you'd buy in it, and oh, it looks so good, and then you'd get a big bite, and all it'd be was these things, these little celery deals. Now I'm going to cut that tiny. Very thick at all. Oh, tiny. Oh, tiny. Let me get this up. I want to chop it the other way, and I can't. I can't that knife there. I probably didn't get all those celery hairs off of there because it's not wanting to chop free and clear. So that means there's probably a few in there, but we're going to chop them. So maybe they won't interfere with our food too much, huh? Well, celery smells good though. When you chop fresh celery. I don't like using that celery salt, and that's too much salt. I'll let that, let me just squirt that just a little bit of. Let that kind of cooking down a little more. Alright, let me get my spoon and check these. Make sure they're not sticking on the floor, on the pan. I want that celery to cook, have a little bit of time to cook. I'm going to go ahead and put some plain old frozen, my diced onions in there because I want that to have some, the green onions are fine for color and everything, but I want some real good, I want to make sure there's flavor. Let me open this. What makes this good is these green chilies. They're just a diced green chili pepper, not hot. I get them probably great value. I'm going to put a whole little can of green chilies in there. I want to make that Makes that have a good flavor. And turn that back up. Get this kind of cooking here. Smells so good, y'all. Smells good. Okay, we're going to use our boudin. That's a rice and pork product, you know. I didn't want to have to make it something similar. I couldn't make this. I don't have a tuber to tube my boudin. I'm just going to take probably have to get a bigger skillet. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to let me see how much that makes. I want this to cook down some though first. I'm going to do this in 2 or 3 or 2 sections. And I want some regular French style cut green beans. If it's great value, you like great value. I don't have great value today, but I'm going to go ahead and put about 2 cups. I'm going to get those French styles down in there. Makes a lovely dish. If I'd have had a little pimento, I'd have put those in there. But I didn't have any pimento today, so we just got our green chilies, onions, garlic, and green beans and celery. How about that cooked down? Let's spray a little more avocado oil. I love that avocado oil, y'all. Those biscuits I made for breakfast, for dinner, those biscuits are so good, y'all. Messy, messy. Alright, I'm going to put salt and pepper. I'll tell you now. Y'all, I kept telling y'all I couldn't see well. After that cataract surgery, I kept saying I thought I was going to see better. Well, now we know why, don't we? That's why I slop, as Mama said. Quit slopping that oil in stores. I mean, stove. And I didn't know I was doing it because I. These. I just let them cook down though. Now my boudin, I'm not sure, but I'm probably gonna take this out and then fry my boudin because I want it done and I'm gonna put some ham in it. But I've got that ham, you remember I used the other night? I got it soaking because I don't want all that salt. Okay? Don't like all that salt. You got your rice in this, you know, your white rice that they put in these casings. That makes a lot, just 2 of them. But I use this because I think these are a little better than that sausage we all used when I was a kid. You know, that summer sausage, as we called it. I think it's got a lot more salt than this. I checked it, pretty sure. tell you what I'll do. So I'll just put some, spray my oil in here. Get y'all one of these things. They're absolutely fabulous. Temu, got a Temu. I've never had no trouble with Temu, y'all. Never. They hadn't done craziness on my bank account. Besides, everybody says, oh, it's from China. Well, I did research. It's in Connecticut. It's where their warehouse is. So really, maybe some stuff comes from China because I've got it with where it came through New York. You know what I'm talking about. But, let me get that. I don't want to get that on the bottom of my pan. Hold on. Let me get this kind of wiped off here. Hold on. And that vinegar water cleans my stuff good, and I like that. And I like that. Now, we'll move that. That smells like the old garden green beans. So let's just put our boudin on here. We got this going. And we got this going. And I'm wondering about, you know, I like a certain kind of noodle. So we're going to check these. Somebody told me, said get these and they would be better. Well, we'll see, won't we? I have to check them. I have to check everything out. Especially if I haven't used it before. They're getting there. They're not there yet. Today is Thursday. I thought today was Friday. I thought today was Wednesday. Then I realized today is Thursday. So, now that we know that, I don't want to move that too much until it gets kind of, put a little more, let's put a little more oil in there. Because I don't want that to break up, you know, that'll break up real easy. You don't watch that boudin, it'll break up into minute particles because of the rice and the stuffing. Let's see, this is, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and cook this, because if I don't, you know, a lot of times I'll boil these, most of the time, and then I'll cut them, but today I didn't. I could have stuck them in that water, but I didn't. So just do it this way. I make a good paella. Just like that. Then I want the vinegar water. Right. Well, if that comes apart, that's okay too. I just want it brown. cooked. You want it cooked. You might add a little hot water. Just trying to I'm trying to wing this recipe because I don't remember how they did it. And I couldn't find but that'll make a good sauce of boudin for that, and it'll cook that. That'll deglaze that pan. See there, that'll get that going. I was going to put that that ham in it, but I don't think I will. And I guess I could put I've had it soaking, I guess I could put a little in there. Let's stir these. But I don't think it needs that, so we're not going to do it. I'm going to put that back in the ice box. I'll get a bag. And I've soaked that in water for a while because I didn't, all that salt was in that. I didn't even eat it because it was just too salty for my knee. So that'll be okay. That'll be okay. Let's see about these now. I think those are almost getting there. Let's take yeah, that water's going to break that up, but that's okay. That'll make a good sauce for those noodles. We'll go ahead and turn that off. Now let me check these. Check one of them. Get out of there, darn you. Tell me. Oh yeah, I think they're soft enough. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn them off, because they are. They're soft enough. Let me see about this boudin. That just cooked on down. That'll be okay. That will be okay. I'm going to let those sit in that water for just a little bit to make sure that they get up to their full potential. They get up to their full potential. Now I'm going to put it in this side. I'm not going to use a whole can. Now that I've got that cooked, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add about a half a can of stewed tomatoes to that. Just about a half can. You can do a whole can, but I think a half can will do it. Now I'm going to get this back up there. Check this. Check the noodles. Yeah, those are swelling up more. I want to keep this kind of hot because taste that. Yeah, it's good. It's got enough salt and stuff in it. Might have to have a little more pepper. Those tomatoes in there. I didn't want them to cook down to where they were barely nothing. So I decided I'd make my sauce and then put my tomatoes in it because they're already cooked. They just will heat from that pan. So let's turn that off, those are hot enough. You can really see. I might need to go ahead and put those back on there for a little bit. I think as they cooled off, they might be not as done as they need to be. So let me turn you off and I'll get them done and I'll be back. Y'all remember getting this garlic bread that was in the silver wrappers years ago? Well, this was $2.99 at the little grocery store. I haven't bought this in years because I always make my own garlic bread. But I thought, you know, for that price, I can't do that. Isn't that nice? So what we can do, see, that's been cut and garlic has been infused. So we can take just small pieces. All you need. About like that. And let them noodles boil. Now I'm going to get my silpat pan and I'm going to put my bread on the silpat. We don't need a whole lot. Cut about one more. That'll be good enough. I'll toast it. And this here, I really don't know if I'll decide after a while. I'll put it back in my sleeve, my little sleeve. This is called Grillers by Seattle Baking Company, French bread. So we can put that over. Let me get this. You sit right there for a minute. Little kitchen, remember? I dreamed of another big kitchen, but I'm not so sure I'll get it. Need it now. Not needed, it's just that there's no sense in trying to buy or get a bigger stuff when I've got what I've got. And I might need the funds for something else besides the kitchen, you know. You never know when you get sick what, mother and I get sick, we gotta You know, think about that. Messy, messy. Billy Jean got his mess kind of cleaned up. I washed fish towels. That'll just help that, help them noodles, because I should have put a lid on them, but I didn't. I'm pretty good today. Are y'all good today? I hope so. I really do hope so. Let me see how these are adding up. Let me get a little crazy fork and see. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, they're getting more like it. See there? That's what you want. Get back in there, darn you. I know I shouldn't use it on my pan, but I'm not hitting the bottom, so. I call that my Granny Pat pan. She loves this pan. I'm gonna get her one if I can find them. Cause those was gifts, and I don't know where to get them. I'll use my, even though this has kind of got the Cajun sausage in it, yeah, I'm going to still use my Parmigiano because I love Parmesan. I'll check our toast. I think I smell it here in a minute. Let me get this kind of. It's just kind of cooking right away. I think, you know what, instead of throwing those tomatoes away, or not throwing them away, putting them in the deal, I'll just let them heat right there on that. Because that'll make, that's a good spaghetti, or a good meat sauce. I've made that with the boudin when I was going somewhere and didn't have no way to thaw out a big piece of meat. I would buy that boudin and put it in my cooler or wherever I was going, and then with it being long and thin, you could chop it, and you didn't have to worry about having some way to. And it's a good meat. It'll make good meat sauce. Okay, let me get this and I'll be back. Okay, I just pulled that toast, garlic toast out. I'm going to squirt it with a little bit of avocado oil. That'll keep it, I'll get it kind of brown just a hair. I think those noodles, see, they're swole up. I know I'm scraping that much. I think those will be fine. By the time they get, let me get this cleaned up. By the time that I get those, I'm going to take my big screen door strainer. I'm going to just, instead of getting that big old colanders out, I'm just going to do it that way. Yeah, I think they'll be all right. Screen door strain, I call it that. I don't know what it's called. It's just strainer. But see, if I use that, then I don't have to mess up those big old colanders. And it strains just as fine. But let me get some butter. I've got that homemade I got my homemade butter. Y'all, if you ain't made you no butter, y'all better make you some. There's a video on there that says how to make your butter. We need to use that because nothing like a good homemade butter. You know what's in it. You know what your kids are getting. You know what you're getting. Not getting all that shelf-stable stuff. I almost said it. Gotta rub my noodles around in that. I'll put a little salt on them, not a lot, but I don't want them to be naked. I don't want my noodles to be naked, y'all. We gotta put a little stuff on them. Those are not as yellow as my butter egg noodles, but save me from having to make them. And I looked at the ingredients and they're pretty good, so I'm not too worried about it. See there? I hope y'all have a good weekend. What are y'all gonna do? Y'all know what I've been wanting to do? Go to Six Flags down in Arlington, Texas. I don't know why. I hadn't been in 40 years. Well, it's not been that long, probably 20 years. But I got thinking, you know, that's what we always did. Went to the Six Flags. So I asked my little neighbor, I asked her daughter, I told her last year I'd like to go to Six Flags. She said, oh, we'll go. Well, we never did because, you know, it's hard to get away. So I told her this time we'd go. So we might do it. I'd just like to go ride the antique cars and the log ride. I loved the log ride. And then there was in Dallas was a little spelunker cave that everybody loved. They've redone that a few years ago, and now, I remember when I was a kid, they said there's snakes in that water, and boy, we kept our hands in the little boat, you know, and people would scream and shake the boat, you know, make it kind of shake it and scare Billie Jean, and Billie Jean would want to jump out to get out, and he knew them old snakes was going. He didn't like it too much. Even though we lived on the Red River, there were snakes everywhere, but when he went down there, he just didn't really like that ride. Oh, there's our bread. I better quit talking. Oh. Boy. Let me see. Okay, I'll just leave it there until we get ready. There's no way I could have a restaurant and y'all come and I'd never get nothing cooked. We'd be talking all the time. Okay, so I'm going to put in my grated Parmesan like I do on my noodles, just with butter to coat those. Just to coat the noodles. That's all. These lids, I don't know if you know this, but these lids, see this antique jar? Or any kind of, they all fit this. Did y'all know that? These lids fit all these. Doesn't matter if they're antique or, I'm pretty sure that they'll do any of them. See, here I've got one that I had my stuff in. See, they fit. So you can save these Parmesan lids, which I do, and use them on your jars. Throw this away, but always save this. And I'm not sure, but I think maybe there's another one. Coffee creamer, maybe? I'm not sure. See, I just mix that around. That gets those noodles. They've got a good flavor. It's separated. You've got this that's been heated. Let's give us a little test spoon to see. That's good, y'all. That's really good. That boudin does something that no other Probably need some salt though. I'm not gonna put a lot, y'all, so don't go crazy. That boudin does something that other meats just don't do. And it thickens well because it's got the rice in it. Then we've got our green beans, garlic, onions, green beans. Those are always good. Let's taste them. Good, good. Well, now it's time to get Mother's plate. I'm just going to give her Granny her Mama's plate. The one she got at the dime store today. I'm not going to give her Mama though. She won't like them because it's got that garlic in there. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, there's another restaurant spoon. Oh, Billie Jean, look at the mess you're making. See, now that that's got that cheese on it. Gosh, I just wiped that, Billie Jean. I'm not going to throw it in trash. It's as clean as my stove is as clean as the Queen's Palace. Okay. Now we'll just put a little tomato right there on top of that. See? And get her a piece of, you know what? Garlic bread. Where's my pot holder? Okay. Get some garlic bread. Look here. There's some good, ooh, look at that garlic bread, y'all. Ooh, it's crunchy. It's crunchy. Oh, look at that. Now that's good. That's some good bread there. Now we've got our garlic bread out of the toaster. We've got our noodles. We've got our green beans. And we got our boudin spaghetti sauce. And this is what we're going to have for lunch. I wish y'all was here to eat with us. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. Please, this weekend, be safe. We care. Bye-bye.